Hello everyone, this isn't a rerun, this is a different show. I don't actually do these kinds of follow-up shows that often. This isn't what you would call a review, but it's a let's look at that thing again kind of video. I did a show about At the Gates last week. I said that I really liked it, I thought there was some neat depth to it. And well, you know, one of the upsides of having like 2 hours of free time a day instead of a day is that I can't really focus on playing a lot of games anymore. So I just pretty much played At the Gates like 1 hour, an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours a day. I mean, over the last weekend. Turns out there's really not as much depth to the game as I thought there was. There actually is a big concern on my part and on the part of a bunch of reviews that just popped up since the embargo dropped. Yeah, the game kind of gets super duper stale and is a bit horribly broken once you get past the oh my god, we're gonna die in the first winter. It's got some issues, and I'm gonna address some of them right now with by doing a rundown of well, as many of them as I can in the time I have allotted to making this show. And one of the features that really sticks out in the game is that you don't have access to all the tribes, the possible civilizations that you can play with at the start. You have to unlock them. And I thought to myself, okay, yeah, this superbly ties into the whole roguelike aspect of the game, because you never know what you're gonna start out with, how that's gonna impact the game. I mean, the gods, they start with a bunch of treasure, and that absolutely gives them an advantage over other factions at the beginning. And the Huns, they cannot own structures. That is a huge change, an amazingly, gigantically huge change. And look at the Picts, they start with 8 clans instead of 3. Oh my god, that's a gigantic change. Honestly, looking at these, the only ones that actually make for a more interesting challenge, for a different style of play, is the Huns. Because if you cannot own structures, you cannot really have a sort of tied down approach to the way you play. Whereas with everybody else, you can just build structures and those will generate resources at infinity without no sort of problem. All the other ones are just slight tweaks. For example, this one, receive food and treasure from Rome every couple of years. Everybody sort of receives that. I mean, you get the pop-up that you receive that. Sometimes you won't actually get it, but everybody does it. And being locked in the alliance with Rome, that does nothing. This one, all clans have at least one positive trait, and fame has decreased by 50%. Yeah, this is actually something that may affect you, but not all that much. Because you can rack up quite a lot of fame. It depends on how fast you want your tribe to go. This one, again, this gives you a huge bonus at the beginning, and that's it. Sort of like the gods. The Lombards. Start a game with all resource deposits known, unable to train any clans in foraging professions. This is gonna make the beginning of the game a bit harder, but it takes you like 5 turns to train a farmer. It takes you like, I guess, also 5 turns to train somebody to work with wood. It's not a big issue. It's actually a really positive thing because you don't have to identify things anymore. It's a bigger advantage than disadvantage. The Franks. These guys get +1 mood for all clans, which is a good thing, and permanently at war with all factions which don't have their religion. This isn't a huge thing because the AI does bubkiss in the game. The Slavs. These guys are just properly OP. I mean, no longer require supply except when inside another faction's borders, and since most factions never expand their borders, they just stick with what they have, this is just an OP tribe to play with. The Saxons. Start a game next to an ocean, title a free galley. This is like a... There's not enough variation here. Like, these guys are a variation. These guys offer you something different. Everybody else does not. +1 move point. Okay, this one will just make it a bit harder for you to move and easier to move at the same time. It's... Again, apart from the Huns, all of these other ones will play fundamentally the same. And that is a bit of an annoyance. So I'm going to now load a save game. Let's see, this is from my Time with the Huns. And this is from when I was playing at the Gods and won the game. There are two ways to win the game. One of them is to build a big-ass army, find the Romans, either the Western or the Eastern Romans, like the ones down here, and conquer their faces. I had some guy around here scouting them, but I put him back inside the village because he didn't want to spend time outside the village. But I could have taken them. I had knights. I had like 3 sets of knights, and they have just some legions. Now, thing is, you can send your people to train as legions in Rome, and they'll come back and think to yourself, okay, legions are good, right? I mean, they're going to be away for 1 year, and when they come back, they're going to be like the most badass unit ever, like super duper mega badass, like the more badass than anything that I can research. For example, I can research knights, which have 60 power 4 moves, required to supply 2 moves, so they may be a bit hard to move in difficult terrain, but I can also upgrade them. But legions are kind of at the same level as men-at-arms. They really don't... They're not really all that powerful. I actually sacrificed some of my knights because I thought, okay, legion's going to be better than knight. It wasn't. I had really not all that many bonuses with the legions. This is my tiny little empire, as you can see. I had a connecting bit here, but I took it down because it was kind of pointless. Instead, I used that person that's in the watchtower to turn him into a legion. I can actually give this guy a free upgrade. If they get to level 10, they get a free upgrade. You can upgrade one of their things for free, which is a nice thing. So here's how it went down with this map. I started around here. Thought to myself, okay, this is kind of a bleak area. I'm gonna move here. Like, you know, there's the good grain here. There's more of these deer, more wood. And then I saw the Huns and thought to myself, oh my god, the Huns. I'm running away. They're gonna hunt me down. They're gonna do things to me unspeakable. So I ran away. Found these, like this big-ass giant gold pile. Thought to myself, okay, yeah, this is gonna give me so much gold. And ran away, and landed here. You may notice I have not really, exploited this vast gold pile. I have exploited this somewhat small gold pile with several upgrades. This went from earning me 25 a turn to 84, but you may notice here that the numbers are broken. I am earning so much money that the interface cannot really comprehend what I'm earning, and that is because, well, you see this tree? Everything up here, actually everything in here, like in this region, everything in the last 3 levels is so horribly broken that it makes the game's economy a joke. Like, this is coin maker. With a coin maker from coal. So you need steel tools to actually recruit this, to recruit one of your people to be this. From coal you make treasure. Not from gold and coal. No. From coal. And you make 100 treasure from 4 coal. That is insane. That is giving you an immense ton of resources from nothing, basically. Because coal, on the one hand, I do have a pit pile here, a peat shaft here that makes 21 coal a turn. But on the other, you're gonna see when the caravan rolls by is that you can just buy coal. You can buy a lot of these resources. For example, you see this big number here, this 1,000+ number. Yeah, I've never found stone on the map. This is just from the stone that I bought, like the rough stone that I bought, and then turned into like normal stone, and then just I started buying all the supplies that the caravan has because I have nothing to do with the money. There is no diplomacy in the game. There's a very simple diplomacy where I can make alliance and close. Now with him I'm at war, but I'm gonna get into him a bit later. The Romans again. What would be the difference if I'm permanently in an alliance with them or not? It doesn't really have any benefits. The Clovis people, I can't really do anything with them. They're gonna send me requests and I can fulfill them or not. That's how the system works. I can't engage with them. I can't give them things. I can't offer my services to them. I cannot. I'm completely passive in this. Now, the developer did say that diplomacy is not the focus of the game. Okay, it's not. But its disappearance, its absence, I mean, is going to make everything from the point you settle down when you make a kingdom, is going to make everything really boring. You have the option in your settlement to make a kingdom, declare a kingdom. When that happens, you can no longer move your settlement. It just stays there. And you're going to have to be happy with where you are. Because if you're not, well, tough luck. You can't undeclare a kingdom. But it's not all that bad because yeah, you may see this certain thing and so, oh, you had to build this road to get the resources from all the build. No, I just built this so I could get from there to there faster, which is kind of not really useful because the AI will never use the road. The AI has horrible, horrible pathfinding and will mostly die out of lack of food because, you know, some tiles will, like this tile, it doesn't have an overlay to show you the amount of supply available on a tile, but this tile around this time of year probably doesn't have any supply on it, so it'll actually cost supplies to move through it. Anyway, the red things, actually, I'm gonna take out a unit out of the town and show you. Okay, now this guy has supplies. So when your unit does have supplies, it will not show you how many supplies the tile has, and that's kind of annoying. But for the most part, you will see that showing up when your unit is low on supplies, so you will know how to direct them. Like, see now. Well, actually, now it does show it. Even if now, I guess it shows when I have no idea. Sometimes it shows, sometimes not. Like in this area, as I told you in the previous video, there's zero supply in here. I cannot get food from this place, but I can get food from this place. Like from the steps, I can get food from the steps, even though like this place is sort of super blank. And here's the caravan, and this is the fully upgraded caravan, meaning it shows me everything that this the caravan has to buy. So I just buy this, and bam, I can make a lot of stone out of that. If I can unselect this. 54 stone, I make around 4.9 stone out of 54. Out of 2, I mean, a turn. The problem is that the economy is broken, like I said. It's horribly, horribly broken. But it's not just the economy that's broken. It's, well, a big part of it is that the economy is broken. The main appeal of the game is that it's PvE. Because there's basically no AI. Like, these are the Huns. This is where they started. They never left. They never built. They never did anything. Ever. Like these guys, the Clovis people, whatever their name is. Clovis. These guys are a bit more spread out around here. They'll never spread out more. They'll always start at an advantage compared to you and never do anything. They'll always be like that. They will constantly just train archers like the Huns did and then nothing. And it's annoying. It's super duper annoying. Especially... So I'm gonna backtrack a bit. I mentioned the legions, right? Because, you know, I told you I had some knights, and then I trained them to become a legion. And once you get 5 legions, you basically get an economic victory or something, because 5 legions, press a button, send them to Rome, they're gonna win. It's easy peasy. There are 2 ways of winning. Go to Rome and this way, you know, or go to Rome directly and kick their ass. And one way is so much simpler than the other. Like getting 5, like all my knights, getting them down here would have been a lot harder than just pressing this button once I train 5 legions, because actually traversing this with horses, like with units that require 2 supply, is more of a challenge. Like the movement is more challenging than anything, absolutely anything else in the game. And I mean the movement, fighting against the terrain when the weather conditions shift, that is the hardest thing possible. But if you're just sitting around with buildings, even with foragers that are like you have stuff within your reach, this game is super duper easy. And maybe wondering, well, you keep saying that you have legions. Where are they? Well, my legions went and conquered the Huns. And maybe saying to yourself, oh, so they lost, right? Like you said, yeah, it doesn't do anything, but your legions are gone, man. Like the Huns beat you with some archers. Like they probably had a vast army, and this is all the Huns ever had. My legions are, if I can actually select this at one point, and it won't let me select it anymore because they built another archer, goddammit. Then I have to load a save game where they don't have another archer on. Okay, there it is. Come on, let me select it. There it is. My legions are here. Once I conquered their settlement, I clicked the Occupy button. And then, because my legions were, you know, tired from walking all the way here, they weren't even full strength because, you know, going through mountains and stuff and woo, got them a bit tired. I told them, okay, go in there, take a rest, gonna heal you up, and then we're gonna go kick the ass of Clovis and unlock them. Well, once I got them into the encampment that I own, they're stuck there. The game has no contingency for there being 2 settlements. You have the one. That's it. And sometimes if you have too many people, like if my legions were here as well, the 5 legions, this wouldn't even fit on the screen. The interface is look at the interface. Like, the numbers don't even fit together. The interface is not thought out to actually fit all the stuff in the game, which is sad. Super sad. But now they're stuck here. And there's no way of getting them out. Like, you see this X button? Okay, can I know? This X button does this. Can I click on the expand and maybe there's an option there? No, that just expands everything. Can I click? Come on. Come on. Can I click on them? Yeah, I can click on them, but it does nothing. Right click does nothing. This is my legion. I train them. I send them to Rome to train. And look, 3 movements, 30 power, 100 morale, vision 2, supply 1. That's not as good as a knight. Now, granted, the knight requires you to have noble people, but with all the resources I have from like 1 farm, this is actually built recently because I didn't have what to do with the guy that showed up as a logger. And let's see, this one, this big farm, this one. Yeah, with all these, infinite money. This is a game that seemed like it had depth to it. I said this at the end of the last video. It seemed like it had super amounts of depth to it. But it doesn't. It absolutely does not. At the beginning, don't get me wrong, at the beginning it is amazing because at the beginning you're struggling. You're trying to find like each and every field of wheat, identify each and every cow and see which one of them you can use to actually build something, to construct something, to fend off the cold of winter and not eat your horses. But now, I'm just drowning in resources because every one of these upgrades does something fundamentally horrible to the economy. For example, wood splitter. Well, I should know this just makes a resource. Block cutter is also a resource. Brick maker. This actually lets you make stone out of coal if you want to, if you don't have any stone resource on the map. But you get to stuff like wood bundlers. Wood bundlers just doubles the production of wood collectors, of these guys. So even if I'm playing as the Huns, you know, the ones that have to move around a lot because they can't build buildings, they have something like this guy that just doubles. That's not 10%, not 20%, that is doubles the resources collected. And it gets worse. Let's see, which one of these guys was it? Oh yeah, copper Coopers greatly increase. Well, coppers or coopers, I don't know what exactly it is. Greatly increases the production of food by 2.5%. Well, not 2.5, 2.5x for the cost of 2 boards a turn. That is a huge bonus. That is insane. Engineers. This if you're not playing as the Huns. Just flat out increase by half. Everything that a building makes by half. That's just insane. And you have bread makers. Bread makers double the production of wheat and barley. Double. That's double. Preservers, if you go into the high end. Oh, and mind you, this is without the upgrades. This is double without upgrades. This is by half, then increase with the upgrade, and then by half more with another upgrade. Get into stuff like, well, bakers, which, again, 5x increase. That is 5x. And then you go to preservers, which can make 100 food from 4 food and 4 salt. So 4 food like this and 4 of these can make hundreds of That is a broken economy. That is just there is no. This needs to be balanced. Like numbers need to be slashed by a lot. This is like World of Warcraft damage, life, HP points in the millions. They need to be cut in an expansion for it to make sense anymore. Levels of ludicrousness. It just takes all the fun out of the game. All of it. It strangles it. It makes it. And you may think to yourself, okay, but at least does the social interaction between your people actually do something? Is that the thing that you can rely on to give you interesting? No, not really. Some of these guys will be happy because you can punish them if they if somebody gets into an argument with somebody else, you can punish one of the clans and they will lose their current profession and be always in a foul mood. But you can just give them alcohol and voila, they're happy. And if you have one of those guys that's nice or something, can roll, never engage in feuds, mode is always. There are some guys around here that will prevent never engage with feuds. There are some clans that have positive traits which will let them be always happy, or at least prevent others from being unhappy. And guess what? You also have instructors. Yeah, you can use this to remove negative traits from a clan. So you can just socially engineer a clan to not have any faults. It's way too easy to get a perfect something in this. Like super easy. It's mind-bogglingly easy because there's no challenge. Once you get past the initial shock of all the professions that you have available to you, all the resources, all the challenge that the coming winter brings, it's super easy, and it's look at this. I should not have these many resources. Granted, like it's turned 300, like it's 417, but dude, that I now have enough money to buy everything. There is no satisfaction in it. There is no fun. There's nothing to the game anymore for me. And this is the first time I've gotten past the beginning. The first time I kept restarting the beginning because, well, I was playing it with my nephew and we kept getting interrupted and stuff like that. But once I actually sat down to play it properly, I won. And it wasn't even a winning, but oh, it's hard. No, I just won. These guys, see, these bandits, these are the only challenge you will have in the game because sometimes they will send people out and attack you. These bastards won't. I've never been in a situation where, well, actually, there is one. And that's because I was in their territory, actually. I'm going to load up the other save game now. A gift form. Let's see, does it parse it? No. See? That was a lot from the... I think that was supposed to activate only when the other faction, the one that's always in alliance with Rome, is active. Because I didn't get anything from that. Sometimes I'll get the food, but never the money. Or sometimes the money, never the food. It's kind of annoying, so I'm going to load the other save game. Oh, by the way, it will generate an insane amount of save games, so be careful about that. It'll generate super immense number of save games. Like, they're almost over 1.5 gigs of save games. So, this is the game I'm playing with the Huns. I'm not even, I just started this up, once I finished work and decided I'm going to record this a bit while I was talking with Steven from the channel Steven Nonsense. He's going to investigate the game a bit further to actually get his own deeper analysis of what the game is up to. And while I was talking to him, I just started this game, and the only time I actually lost the unit to the enemies was when I had my explorer here, next to their village. This is the, the rest people, the Picts. Next to Picts, which I cannot talk to, I cannot do anything to. Actually, once I get a +5 relationship with them, so if I just wait for them to say, hey, can you give me this? And I say yes. Or, hey, can I switch my religion? I say yes. Once that's done, I'm going to be in alliance with them and unlock them. That's going to be super duper easy. The hardest challenge I've had was getting my guys here. I started with a horse archer because I'm a Hun. I started with a horse archer, which is an awesome unit. But these guys start with, they start with 2 spearmen and a lancer. Lancer is a really high-end unit. It's a super high-end unit. Lancer, well, not super, but it's a higher-end unit than the archer I have, and I'm not even trained. What I have done is set this guy up as sort of a bottleneck so they'll not be able to get in here. I'm not at war with them or anything. I just... Actually, am I at war with them? I think I am. Yeah, because I kind of raided their things and got resources from them that way. And this guy's sort of out of health, out of power because he was low on the supplies while going there. But apart from them attacking one of my explorers because I went to their territory, they did not really come to attack me until I started moving towards them with my army. So they sort of met me halfway here. Like they knew I was coming. The AI cheats. The AI does nothing. It will never expand past this. Even when its farms will be completely depleted, it will not abandon them to build new ones. It will not do anything with them. It's a really sad, horrible thing to see. There's nothing to gain. I'm curious just to see if the AI is going to go back and defend its things or just stand there looking menacingly at me. Do I have any clans? I could probably switch this clan to an archer. Let's see, which one of you wants to go to war? I think this guy would fit. Actually, I could probably just move this guy back to the village and turn him into an archer, so he'll stand a bit more of a chance against these guys. And this is year 2. Like it starts in 400. This is close to my second winter. And I'm already knee-deep in enemy territory, raiding, pillaging. And this is all the army they'll ever have that they're going to send on offensive. They have a spearman here, which will totally kill my guy, but plus the archer, I'm not so sure anymore. It's just too static. It is super static. And for a game that has a map that's so dynamic in terms of weather conditions, I could change this. Oh, by the way, I said that with the ice freeze, the water freezes, you can walk over it. No, I was wrong. You cannot do that, but your ships will get stuck there. We have fishing vessels and stuff like that. They will get stuck there. And the caravan again, I don't... what don't I have? I don't have enough weapons to actually train some army, do I? No, just bought it. Bought it. See... It lets you buy too many things. It lets you buy too many, and of course the interface does not fit. So I'm gonna have to display all of these. It lets you buy too many things too early. I still buy. I think I bought them, and it's kind of horrible. War horses is something that you have to train, like from regular horses. The thing is, there are upgrades you can make to your profession, the horse thing. Where's the horse thing? Horse trainer, yeah. You make 2 war horses from 1 horse. How? And then you can make up to 4 war horses from 1 single horse. Now, if you needed 2 horses, like to, actually, no, that doesn't make sense because there's you have branchers and they handle the actual, making of the horses. This is just training them. How am I making 4 war horses out of 1 single horse? Because that horse isn't being bred for war. It's being trained. Breeding by, I mean, that horse is not being inseminated to make 4 horses. That's what the rancher would have done. Because this is a trader, not a rancher. Then I have shepherds. Shepherds, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, they actually deal with the breeding. Yeah. But the horse rancher give me 4 war horses from a single horse. That's just more stuff being brought out of thin air. And it's an annoying thing to see in these kinds of games. This is the kind of thing that ruins a game. And voila, most of them already died. The AI is so bad that it doesn't even understand its own movement, its own limitations. Their Lancer just died because he was out of food. And these guys are probably going to be dead by the time they get my place. So, yeah, I think I'm going to do fine. Let's merge armies and march forwards. Let's see. Turn. And again, this is just me playing haphazardly, like in in the span of 10 minutes, I'm already here. This is the game about depth. See, now it gets about depth because it's winter, you know. I have to encamp to make sure that I'm going to have enough resources to actually live. I'm going to move this guy here. Make sure I have enough food. Actually, I have more than enough food to survive the winter. Let's see, what does this guy have? It's going to be 4.1. Actually, 4.1, that's very little for me because I'm currently in camp, so I'm not at full strength. But these guys have 28 plus 100% because of digging in. Digging in, I think, was introduced as a mechanic just so that the AI will have a chance, because the AI, as I said, is terrible. And now, again, granted, they said that this was more of a PvE type of game, but the PvE is weak. Once you understand how it works, you win. Now, this may be an issue because they attacked me while I was unprepared. I'm facing a supply shortage, but okay, I'm gonna dig in and let them attack me. Let's see, where did their guys go? Can't see their guys anymore. Clans are idle. Where's the thing? Forage. Just, it would be nice if they showed you the hex. There are no options in game, like apart from volume. See, these guys are probably gonna attack me. Probably gonna kill one of my guys there. Supply is critical, so they're not doing well. Oh, did I just kill them? Yeah, I kind of just murderized those guys, so I'm gonna encamp to get more and more resources to actually be able to attack them. Probably not gonna win because I never went in there with the idea of conquering their entire civilization with a hunter and a single dude with the horse. That's why I sent this guy in, but I'm gonna upgrade this guy to a to whatchamacallit. Punish this guy, yeah, punish him, screw him. I'm gonna upgrade this guy to an archer. It's gonna take 2 turns, but it's gonna be, well, worth it. Actually, if I'm gonna wait 9 turns, I can turn him into a spearman, which is gonna be something even more dangerous. And I can actually forage just now because it's the winter, so it kind of makes sense that I can't. And this guy cannot encamp because he just moved, so I'm gonna skip this turn. Yeah, it's not gonna be happy, but hey, what you gonna do? Let's see what happens. Are they gonna attack me now when I'm weak? Yes, they did. They did attack me when I was weak. And the game crashed. And the game crashed. This is another problem. The game crashes. So, here's the problem with the game. It should have been launched in early access. It should have been launched as an early access game. And they should have stayed there for like 2-3 months until all the bugs got worked out. Currently, it's available on Steam for the price of 30 euros full price, or 27 euros now that it's in the on sale, on launch sale. That is way too much for it. At 20, sweet spot, superb, perfect. 30, for the state it is in, no. 30, will not, no. Maybe, if John Shaver can find the time to fix it, yeah. I would say it would be worth that 30, and it would be a fine game. But once you get past the initial phase, once you get past the part that's fun, the surviving, that's actually very, very much geared towards the experience of a new player. Because if you know how it works, if you know what an active whatchamacallit, and still running, yeah, it's still running here. If you know the difference between settlement, a job that is a profession that is in settlement, that is settlement based, that is immobile, one that is in the field. Like, if you know that a beekeeper cannot actually go and get bees in the field, that the beekeeper has to stay in the settlement, then you're already halfway towards winning, and that is going to be permanently crashed. That is an unrecoverable save game. That's never going to work again. Oh my god, it's built on XNA. Oh dear god. Jesus Christ. Oh god, no. XNA is an abandoned platform made by Microsoft. It's the one Magica worked on. It's why Magica crashed non-stop. This is built on XNA. Oh yeah, that explains a lot. Yes, he is that Jim. I was really hoping that it would not be using XNA. Like, I know that he started development on it like 7 years ago, but XNA, God no. That thing is dead. Like, Microsoft abandoned like Microsoft abandoned even before the Kickstarter for this game was announced. So my message, my final thoughts for now on this game is wait a couple of months if you really want to get into it. You can buy it now. If you want to support an indie developer, you can buy it now, but it's gonna kind of suck now after the beginning of it, because once you understand the differences between, like I said, an active profession, one that you have to go abroad for, one you have to stay in the settlement for. Once you get that, and once you see which one of them gives bonuses to which other one, it's over. Like, there's not going to be any more depth besides that. There's not going to be any new layer to unravel. That's it. That is all there is. It may look complex because of all the trees and the things and how we evolve, but no, it's super bare bones. Like, super bare bones once you get into it. Like, it's sad. But at least there's well, yeah, let's see if there's a new comment. I kind of asked how do I get my people out of a settlement. Let's see if somebody asked. Yeah, I just lost one of my own legions to the pigs this way. So it's, you can recover units. The game isn't built for the functions it gives you, for the options it gives you. The game is not built for, let's see, did it update? No, Elite Dangerous is updating. It's something else. So that's I don't know what the show is. Call this a post play now, a postponed play now. It's not a review, because doing a proper review would probably require me to play for 12 hours of a past week. So this is something. Yeah, you could kind of sort of, if you combine this with the play now, it would be sort of a review on its own. It's more of a rant with everything wrong with the game currently. And probably not even all that's wrong with the game currently, just the stuff that was so infuriating that it just sort of sucked all the fun out for me. So, goodbye everybody, and hopefully the game will get patched. I really hope so, because the beginning of it, when you're struggling, when you're trying to make your way into this crazy world, this randomly generated world, that's beautiful. Once you build a stone building that, you know, doesn't deplete the resources around it, the magic is gone. And even with the Huns that can't build buildings at all, can't even own them, they can't even capture them. Once you understand how it works, the beginning isn't that hard anymore. You just saw it. Had the game not crashed, I would have probably owned those guys up there. And that's super sad. Goodbye, everybody.